Good morning and welcome to Love Every Moment, coming to you today from Cedar Island, North Carolina. Today's verse is Matthew 6:21. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. And this comes after the whole discussion of having treasures on earth or treasures in heaven. And in last week's verse, and I have the link right up here, we saw that the things on the earth will get destroyed some way or another. They're not going to last, not forever anyway. Either nature will get them or evil men will get them, but they're not going to last. However, the treasures in heaven will. And we saw how do we get the treasures in heaven? By basically giving up the treasures of earth, the stuff that we tend to collect, the dependence on money, the dependence on a job, the dependence on those things that most humans look towards. Recently we had an election and a lot of us are depending on the politicians to fix things. Good luck with that. That's the thing of the earth as well. Now, I have a great cross-reference that really helps explain this. That's in 1 Timothy chapter 6, starting in verse 17. It says, instruct those who are rich in this present world not to be conceited or to fix their hope on the uncertainty of riches, but on God who richly supplies us with all things to enjoy. And I'm going to stop there. I want to go on, but let's look at a couple of things. First of all, riches are uncertain. God, He supplies us with all things to enjoy. So it's not going to be a Spartan life necessarily with God. He's going to give us what we need, and we're going to enjoy it. Now, caution. Look out, there are prosperity doctrines that will say, oh, because of this verse, we get everything. We get yachts and expensive cars and 15 homes. And no, it's not saying that. But we are going to enjoy God's provision for us. That's what it's saying. It doesn't mean we're going to get the most expensive things. But God will richly supply us. Verse 18, instruct them to do good, to be rich in good works. There's where riches are. To be generous and ready to share. Again, giving up those earthly goods to the poor, to whoever needs it, so that we'll get the treasures in heaven. And now verse 19 that really seals the deal. Storing up for themselves the treasure of a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of that which is life indeed. Life is not about this stuff of the earth. It's about the stuff up there. It's about Jesus. And notice it also says the treasure of a good foundation. This is going to take us towards the end of the Sermon on the Mount, where he talks about the foundation on sandy soil and the foundation on solid rock. And the solid rock foundation is this: not just trusting on the things of the earth, but putting our treasures up there and getting rid of the things of the earth here. It also kind of goes back to the very first part of the Sermon on the Mount. Blessed are the poor in spirit, because the poor in spirit are those who don't possess anything in their hearts. They've given it up to God. So they may be rich, but they're not dependent on it. And now, my favorite verse in the Bible. I've been waiting for this one. Matthew 13:44. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in the field, which a man found and hid again. And for joy over it, he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. And there are two ways to understand this. Firstly, the treasure in the field could be Jesus himself, and I can be the man, and I will sell all that I want, all that I have, to buy that field, because trading all my earthly goods to get the treasure of Jesus is well worth it. But the second way to understand this is that the man who sold all he had was Jesus, and the treasure hidden in the field is you. And Jesus sold everything he had, gave his whole life for you. So shouldn't we do the same for him? This is where the treasure really is, because if we love every moment, we're going to love every moment. I'm your average wretch, and I hope you have a great week.